508, 508, 508 is where I'm from. 508 is where I'm from. 508 is where I'm from. See where I'm from, we don't use no gas and burners, we don't rip no corners, we're straight money earners, put you to seat, make your whole family mourners. When we're done with you, they're gonna have to figure us up at the corners. Me and my crew will hit you with that right left, leave you toothless, yeah, cause we're ruthless, yeah, that's some true shit. You don't wanna mess with cheddar, and it's we left your cats in the ambulance, yeah. Food stands, leave your clothes, buddy, and then we're scooping up your trends. 508, where I'm from. 508 is where I'm from. 508 is where I'm from. See, I'm repping that Madison Place media. My producer Gio likes the way I flow, looking at encyclopedia. Whack cats are on me like bad bacteria. That they can drink it for me, dusty free lunch cafeteria. Central Mass is where I reside, where you can't run and hide. I can verify that we're satisfied, leave you horrified because you're unqualified. I'm just glad I survived. Time for me to put it in the overdrive, leaving these cats petrified, hitting you with the right hook right in their hard drive. Taking these trunks, taking those dives, taking their girl in the whip on a test drive. You know she loves cheddar sex drive. 508, where I'm from.
But
508.
we live. What's up, Turtle Riders? How are we all doing out there tonight? How's the audience looking? 64. That's piss poor. Okay. So we need to get that up, guys. I've gone ahead and I have shared the link to this live stream, the Turtle Boy live show, to the Clarence Woods Emerson Facebook page, as well as the Turtle Boy Sports Forever page. I also just tweeted it out. So if you're on Facebook, do me a favor. Go ahead, share that for me, retweet it for me. I'm on Twitter at RealUncleTB. Retweet it on there. Let people know we're live. It definitely helps us out. Also, smash that like button. If you're not a subscriber already, smash that subscribe button. Even if you're just a passive person, help us get the numbers up. That'd be cool. And am I thinking of anything else here as far as that promotion goes? I think that's about it. It'll grow. Let's get these numbers up, though. It was a weak sauce, 77. Saturday night, guys. We're going to have fun. Got a lot to talk about tonight, obviously. So anything else here? Okay, yeah. So with us tonight is our friend Western Mass Turtle Girl. How you doing?
Good. How are you?
I'm good, thank you. Good, thank you. We got a fun-packed agenda here. We got a lot to talk about. I do have a freestyle, guys. A freestyle, as usual. Plan for the end. However, in order to get there and unlock the freestyle, we got to raise 150. If we can raise 150 in the freestyle on the fundraiser page, you're going to get a freestyle. I promise it's going to be a good one, too. So I've just shared the link to the fundraiser in there. What I'm also going to do right now is share the invite if you want to come on the show, okay? The call-in show, so if you want to come, I've just shared the StreamYard link in there. You can do that, and I'm going to go and tweet it out right now. Call-in link for the live show. I'm going to tweet it out at RealUncleTB on Twitter, so get on there if you want to come on. Okay, so like I said, we got a lot of good stuff to talk about, but how we like to start every episode of the live show is with a little thing called Where Are You Reppin'? Let us know in the comments right now, where are you watching the Turtle Boy live show from tonight? Go. Oh, we got Brett's friend here. Stacy says, hi, guys. I wanted to send a personal invite to Brett. I'm hosting a barbecue on July 4th. I want him as my guest of honor. I'll have food, alcohol, fireworks. Everyone's invited. Hashtag Brett for life. Brett, it seems like she's extending the olive branch there, Brett. Okay, so we have, let's see. I'm going to try to keep up with these. Holy shit, a whole bunch just came in. Holy fuck. We got Stoneham's in the house. Abington. Tucson's in the house. Nashua's in the house. Westford's in the house. South Hadley, Lynn, Randolph, New Bedford, Chicago, Hanson, Worcester, Salem, Jefferson, Gardner, Chaz. We got our first person from the land of Chaz, the independent nation. Excellent. Methuen, Charlton, Westminster, Arlington, Manchog, Berwick, Maine, Ipswich, Acton, Cape Cod, Walpole, Auburn, Groveland, Coleraine, Nashua, Uxbridge, Salem, Dennis, Orange, Mass, Brockton, Townsend, Louisville, Kentucky, Conway, New Hampshire, Morgantown, West Virginia, Oxford, Taunton, Whitehorse Beach, Management, Route 128, London, Hanover, Bridgewater, Wilmington, Apache, 99.3% white Wilmington. Excellent. Okay. Manchester, Apache Junction, New Bedford, another Manchester, New Hampshire, Auburn, Texas, Long Island, Kansas City. She's back. Excellent. East Bridgewater, Billerica, Melrose, Green Hill, Waltham, Brockton, South Deerfield, West Bridgewater, West Roxbury, Albuquerque, United Kingdom, you name it. Okay. Starting to pour in. Amesbury, down by the river, Dorchester, Amesbury, Carver, Peabody. If I missed you, West Quincy, Derry, New Hampshire, Hopedale, Branford, Connecticut, Uxbridge. I don't want to miss anybody else. Belchertown. If I missed you, I missed you. Okay. We got somebody in the cage on Meth Mile. That's nice. Okay. So, all right, let's talk about what we're going to talk about tonight. Did I forget anything else? We got the fundraiser link. No advertiser. Oh, and I just want to start off the show by some people I want to address what happened last episode. So the last episode I took down, right? So for those of you who watched it, I had it out with Chris Riggs on there, the owner of Garage Doors Plus in Quincy. Him and I have made up since then. We talked privately. Okay. Everything's addressed. Everything's fixed. I have no hard feelings towards him. I want to make that perfectly clear. All right. Maybe it shouldn't have come to that. Maybe I did. I don't know. I'm not saying that I shouldn't have talked. I mean, it just happened. Things just happen on this show. It's very spontaneous. So it happened. It's water under the bridge as far as I'm concerned, and we're good. We're good. So we're moving on. If you're wondering what happened in the last show, that's what happened in the last show. Okay. All right. So without further ado, let's just start real quick by talking about, I guess Western Mass Turtle Girl hasn't seen it yet because we were just talking about this on the news. Have you seen what's happening in Atlanta right now?
No. And that's what you were just saying. And this is like the new coronavirus.
What is racism or whatever?
Yeah. We're just moving right on to something new. And this is it. Yeah.
What's his name? His name is Rayshard something. Let me see. Rayshard Brooks. Okay. We got to see this video. I'm sure some of you have seen it. So we've moved from coronavirus, and then we had 2.5 weeks with George Floyd, the patron saint of police brutality. And now we have a new victim of the week, and his name is Rayshard Brooks. See, Andrew Yang is, let's see, crying about it. All right, that's interesting. Oh, we got Stacey Abrams, of course, crying about it. So basically, here's how it works. There was a gentleman named Rayshard Brooks who fell asleep at the wheel of a car in Atlanta, and he was in the drive-thru in a Wendy's. Cops, and he's holding up the whole line. So the cops show up, and he's passed out behind the wheel. He gets out of the car and he starts wrestling with the police. And when the film starts, the camera starts rolling, they see that he is, I'll show you basically. Let's watch the video. I'm sure there's got to be a video of it. Let's see. Oh, this is a good one too. I'll come back to this one because this is the one this is the angle you got to see. But let me show you. Let's find the video of this real quick. Okay, so check this out real quick. Let me pause. Is that better? Okay. So as you can see here, this is the cops. What do you call it? Taser? Yeah, he's wrestling with the cops, two of them. Okay. And he is taking the taser from the cop. And he goes on. Let's see what happens. He's not letting go. He got the taser. Now he's got the taser. He's got the freaking taser. And somehow,
damn,
this guy, he punches the cop a couple times. They try tasing him. It does nothing. He runs away. He's still holding the taser. And then you hear gunshots. All right. And so people are all pissed about that. Now, before even seeing what actually happens, can we just address this? Because there's protests over this. The usual shit's happening. I'm glad at least we have this. At least we're back to having a victim, quote unquote, who is actually like doing something bad. You know what I mean? Like George Floyd, there was nothing you could say about one. We agree with that, right? Western Mass, that was like a bad one.
Yeah. He wasn't doing anything. And there was really no context. And even if there was, even after we got it, he wasn't justified.
Yes, absolutely. So with this one, though, the guy, I mean, how am I supposed to feel like this is who you're rallying behind? This is who I'm supposed to feel bad for? The guy that takes a freaking taser from a cop and punches them and he's wrestling. I'm supposed to relate to this. Like, how about just don't do that? Like, how about you never, ever, ever find yourself in a situation in which you are stealing a taser from a cop? That should never, ever, ever happen. And if you do steal a taser from a cop and wrestle two of them and punch one of them or both of them, whatever, right? If you die, you die. Like, I hate to break it to you. You drastically increase your chances of dying if you wrestle with cops, hit cops, and steal tasers from cops. Now, people are like, but he was running away. He was running away. Well, let's watch it from a different angle, shall we? This one's a little different. Okay, so there he's running right there. See him running right there? The cop's still got the taser. It's doing nothing. Now watch when he gets to the red car. Boom. See that? He turns around and points the taser directly at the cop. So now the cop, yeah, like that. And then now the cop opens fire and he's down. So that's that. This is what they're would you agree? I mean, I'm not an expert. It seems justified, no?
Yes, this is totally different than what happened with George Floyd, but it doesn't matter because we've erased context now. It doesn't matter. It just matters what you see on a video that they're going to show you, and that's it.
Yeah, I mean, this one's pretty damning. Like, when he turns around and points the taser at the cop, that's pretty goddamn damning. You know, it's like, what you're like 5 feet away from
what are the odds we're going to see this video over and over again, though?
That's true, too. At the same time, it's like, so suppose he actually tased the cop successfully and the cop went down and he comes over and takes his gun. Like, that's exactly what happened to Michael Chestnut in Weymouth, except it was with a rock, not a taser. The guy, unarmed guy, and that's how this guy will go down. This will go down as another unarmed, in the statistics, black man killed by the police, unarmed. But as you can see, I mean, he's actively shooting a fucking electricity at the police. You know,
I can already see the side of it being, well, all he had was a taser. The cop had a gun.
Yeah, that's exactly. Well, why didn't the cop tase him? Well, first of all, he had his taser. No, the other guy's taser. Secondly, they did tase him a bunch of times. It did no good. He kept going. And when the guy points a taser at you, I'm sorry, you have a right to shoot back. Don't ever put yourself in that situation. The chief has already resigned, but she's going to get a golden parachute into a new job or whatever. The mayor, who is, by the way, on Joe Biden's short list to be president of the United States, the Atlanta mayor, she has demanded that the cops be fired for this. It's like, if these cops are fired, I hope every single cop in Atlanta quits with them. Because this is like, how much of this more bullshit are we getting? How about, can we just get a narrative? Can we ever get a narrative from our politicians? Like, don't fucking wrestle police. Don't steal don't do this. Stop blaming. This guy's not some fucking victim. It's not even unfortunate. Where do you see this guy's Facebook page? You want to check out his Facebook page? I've been on it. Yeah, let's check out his Facebook page for a moment. I think we all know the answer to that. I've already screenshotted it because I have a feeling it's going to come down. Rayshard Brooks. There it is. Okay, let's find him. There he is. Okay. Flat brimmed hat immediately. Okay. So there he is right there. And on his page, it's just, let's see. Here he is, cash money in front of Alabama. Excellent father figure, obviously. I'm back on my shit, like pass go around. I don't know what that means exactly. But better he at me if you're down with the movement. Cash. Okay. There he is right there. Crotch fruit. There's more stuff down here with guns. He's got there he is, him like flashing gang signs and shit. Like, quality guy right here. There he is. Just dollar life is all about enjoying yourself. And there's a bunch of pictures of him flashing gang signs and cash. There's more gang signs. This is all normal stuff. This money, that's on the way. Okay, whatever that means. Cool and all, running up a check. All right, interesting. Just coolin', gotta stack this paper. Don't take no shit from nobody. Straight up. And he's at guns and ammo shooting range. So, he's not going to take no shit from nobody. Gotta stack this paper. And he's shooting guns, so you can kind of figure out the details there about what he's into. That's one of his Facebook pages. He's got a couple others. Is this him too? Yeah, this is his older ones. Okay, this is Money Gang. Okay, nice guy, destined for success. There he is, right there. He's got a flat brim Bulls hat from a young age. Excellent. So yeah, I mean, this is who we're gonna cry about. Get ready. There's gonna be protests. There's gonna be riots. And honestly, I'm kind of happy because I want the Democrats to make, like George Floyd, there was no getting around that one. I want them to make Rayshard Brooks the face of the movement. I think that would be helpful to police, don't you?
They're not going to do that, though. They're going to stick with George Floyd as the face, but they're going to take every single instance moving forward will be on camera, and it will be chopped up, and it will be displayed just like every other one before this was. And it will always look in their favor.
Yeah.
My thing is, I think if this is like a big thing, why don't we just only hire police officers that are Black or people of color? There we go.
Well, one of the 4 cops in Minnesota was Black. And
right. But if the guy with the knee on his neck was Black, that would have been a little different, and this wouldn't be a thing right now.
Yeah, I mean, it would be slightly different if it was Black, but it would be different. It would definitely be different. But like, for instance, remember Freddie Gray 5 years ago in Baltimore?
Yes.
Like 3 of those cops, including the driver of the paddy wagon, were Black. And so like, and they rioted anyway. So it didn't really matter to them what the race of the cops involved were. It was just like, they're just like, fuck it. And of course, all of those cops were exonerated because they overcharged them. And that might actually happen with George Gray.
George Floyd. Yeah, that's absolutely going to happen with him, because
you think so?
They keep pushing for more and more. They're not okay with murder 3 or whatever it was originally. They wanted murder 2, so they got murder 2, but then they want to murder 1.
Yeah,
like, you're just making it impossible to win.
I'm not an internet lawyer, but like I don't know. Somebody told me that if you get charged with 2nd-degree murder, you can still get convicted for 3rd degree. Like a jury can still convict you for that. I don't know how that works, but whatever. We'll see.
I don't know either.
The other 3, at least the Asian guy might get something, because he was watching what we were watching. Like, it's like he just stood there and wants to get fucking choked out. The other 2, at least, it's going to be, in my opinion, hard to prove. Like that. How did they know that Derek Chauvin's knee was on the guy's neck? How are they supposed to know that from their position?
Right.
You know what I mean? Like that. If I'm their lawyer, that's what I would say. So we'll see what happens. Okie dokie, guys. And by the way, if you donate, guys, I'm going to read off any funny message you write while you donate, so keep that in mind as well. All right, let's get this party started. Let's talk about the first thing on the agenda here. Let's talk about the Milford cop first. I like this story. This one let's start off a little lighthearted. This is what constitutes lighthearted these days. A drunken police officer at a vigil for a slain Black man. That's but it's so funny. It's so fucking funny. All right. By the way, have you guys seen these ads? These are all over my page. These fucking ads for the masks. Are you getting these ads when you go on the site, Western Mass?
Yeah. I've seen those every single time, actually.
This is like crazy. It must be fucking. I'm not going to get paid much for those, but they're fucking showing up everywhere. Anyway, let's watch this video, shall we? So this is a Milford police officer. Actually, named Jimmy Herron, I believe his name is. Now, he was the former deputy chief in the town of Milford. So let's, as you can see, everybody's lying down, doing that whole, I'm one with George Floyd thing or whatever. And these 2 are standing. So there's the cop, and there's his girlfriend or wife or whatever. And as you can see, she is like the Leaning Tower of Pisa. She can't stand up straight. They're on their knees. His hands are, it looks like the 1968 Olympics poster. You ever seen that one?
No.
the 2 Black guys on getting the gold and the bronze. They have their hands up in the air like that, except wasted. and white. So let's watch what happens here. Yeah, ready? Oh, there she goes. Oh. He's gonna try to bring her back up. Get up, honey. Get up. And while he's doing it, he's still trying to get his fist in the air. Yeah. Go on. Fist in the air. Do it. He looks in the air to God. Are you watching this, God? Funniest shit I've ever seen. That is, I don't care. That's fucking hilarious. You have to appreciate the humor in it.
Why was he there? Is he still on the force?
Yes, he's still a cop. I haven't seen any other media outlets. I saw the Milford Daily News cover it, but like I haven't heard anything about him getting in trouble for this or anything like that. But yes, he's still a veteran on the police force. As far as I know, there's no discipline. But this is him later on. Like, look at this picture should win a Pulitzer. All these people, like all these serious faces and stuff, and somehow he's in the front. Like making the funniest face I've ever seen, just past lying down. What the fuck? Oh, goodness gracious. There he is. Like, look at this guy. This is not just a little drunk. This is
what quarantine does to people.
He hasn't even been quarantined. He's a cop. But
I don't know. I have no explanation for this because it doesn't make any sense. Is he he's for Black Lives Matter. He's on that side, but first of all, complete mockery of it.
Time out. There's no sides here. Okay. This is like 5 years ago, there were sides. There's no sides anymore. Everybody has to be pro Black Lives Matter. Now, I'm not. That doesn't mean I don't think Black Lives Matter. I believe in the phrase Black Lives Matter because I think we all do, but I'm against the movement itself. You know what I mean?
Right.
Like the movement should be called Fuck the Police because that's really what they're about. They're about just have literally no police. That was their goal from the beginning. And they've done a fantastic job of marketing themselves as something different than that. Like 5 or 6 years ago, it was like, they were not your average, suburban, whatever, wasn't down with Black Lives Matter because they were blockading highways and acting a fool. And they had made Michael Brown the patron saint of Black Lives Matter. And nobody could relate to that because he tried to take a gun from a cop and they just looked like idiots. Now with the new video, now it's like people are like, oh my God, this must happen all the time. Oh my God. Are you telling me that white police officers are just going out there and choking black men like hotcakes? Good Lord. If this is happening in Minneapolis, it must be happening in my backyard too. Goodness gracious. I better go out and find a black owned business to give my money to. This is how they think. And every single corporation, I'm sure most people listening right now, like your boss probably sent you an email at some point saying like, we are pro Black Lives Matter. Like, do you follow, Mark Dice is at all?
No, I don't.
Okay. So Mark Dice is this conservative YouTuber and he's been pranking. I'll pull up some of his tweets here. Gotta check this out. He has been going around. Let me see if I can pull this up. Yeah. This is what he's been doing to because there are actually white people out there who are contacting businesses who haven't commented on this, right? Because white silence is violence, in case you didn't know. And so this is literally happening. So Mark Dice is gonna troll him a little bit. So this is what he writes to Folgers, and he's getting responses. He writes, at Folgers, your coffee may be black, but do you support Black Lives Matter? I don't see a tweet showing solidarity with the black community in this time of need like so many other brands have done. This is very surprising and upsetting. And they respond. We unequivocally denounce racism, intolerance, bias, violence, and injustice. We firmly stand blah, 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 blah. They commented like 3 times. He did this to them. He did this to, let's see what this one, this one is, this is Folgers again. He did it to, Snickers. This is my favorite one, Snickers. So your chocolate may be brown, but apparently Snickers aren't for people with brown skin because I don't see a pinned tweet apologizing for George Floyd's death or detailing what your company is doing to end racism in the candy industry.
Oh my God. That's how ridiculous this is. Snickers now has to apologize because George Floyd died.
They don't really though. That's the thing. It's like he's mocking the idea that companies should have to do this. See what I'm saying?
But he's mocking them, but that's exactly how people really feel.
Right. Exactly. Like he's doing a parody of something that's real, and he's getting real responses from these companies. Like Mars Incorporated, which owns Snickers, writes back, "Hi, Mark. Just wanted to make sure you saw the immediate response we shared last week. See, look we care. It's like the guy's trolling you. He's trying to see if he can get you to make fools of yourself, and you're actively doing it. You're actively doing it.
I'm so glad, though. So glad that somebody's doing that, because it just shows the ridiculousness of this whole thing. Like every time somebody commits a crime, I'm going to have to apologize for them or whatever the case is, but I'll have to apologize for something that has absolutely nothing to do with a company or anybody.
Yeah, we should start doing that to some local businesses around here. See if we can get them to do it, because I think that's an awesome troll job. It really is. So anyway, so basically my point on that little tangent is that like it's become popular now to be involved with Black Lives Matter. It's just the cool thing to do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I mean, I remember like 5 years or whatever, 5, 6, 7 years ago, when this whole thing started becoming a thing, they didn't have a clear goal. So it was, okay, what are we fighting for? Injustice. But what does that mean? And now we're fighting for defunding the police. It's turned into something with a clearer goal now.
Yeah, it has.
So now they have somewhere to kind of make everybody turn to. And that's the problem, I think.
Is what? That they have?
Is there is actually a goal now. Before there was no goal. It was just, we're fighting injustice, and nobody told you what that meant. Now they're telling us this is what it means. It means we need to defund the police. We need to do this, that, and the other. And they're using very weird words to describe what they want, because they're saying defund, but it doesn't really mean defund.
It doesn't really mean that's what they say. But I'll show you the headline from the New York Times today. Defund police. Let me bring it up here. So that's what they always like to say. Defund the police doesn't mean actually defund the police. This is the headline from the New York Times this week. No more money for the police. It's like literally no more money for the police. They're literally they're not even hiding it anymore. This is a completely anti-police campaign, and I hope they stick with it. So, but
that's exactly what they mean, but they're just saying they don't mean it so that they can get the people that understand that defunding doesn't really make sense. Yeah, they're keeping them with their side of the argument.
I see what you're saying. But here's the thing: if that's their slogan, it ain't gonna go very far. Which is weird that it's like they've just masked it in like, oh, we're a general group of people who are against Black people being murdered. And then that's how you can get people like this, even the cops, to show up and be like, yeah, I'm against Black people getting murdered. Fist in the sky, wasted. But it's so funny that he's like, I'm going to go to a vigil today, but you know what I'm going to do first? I'm a down a fifth of Hennessy real quick. It's like, I'm going to fucking get wasted with my girl here, and we're going to go out getting drunk. Now, Milford's a town you can get away with this in because, we've done many, you've seen some of the stories on Milford we've done, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like Fun Time Billy Kincaid. He's a selectman in town, literally crashed his truck while shit-faced into a pole and had a police officer help him cover it up. When the police chief decided to go after him and make it public, they fired the police chief. That is Tom O'Laughlin. They got rid of him. And they swept it under the rug. There he is right there. And of course, there's also the same town that brought us Nikki Evans, our Ratchet Madness 2020 champion. Most famous for blowing everybody in town, including a police officer, and driving her husband to the point of suicide, and then immediately just milking it for every fucking sympathy he was worth while fucking more dudes while he was dead. So that's Milford's for you. So this guy, do you think he should be fired? I don't.
No, I don't think he should be fired. I think I really don't even understand what he was doing or what the point of it was. So that, if I had a little more background information, I think it would make more sense to me. Is he even for or against this movement at this point? I can't tell, because either he's there to make a mockery of it, or
no. He's just a raging alcoholic who meant well, I think. That's, you know what I mean? He's just like, I'm going to show up and I want to support the community, but I'm an alcoholic first and foremost, so I'm going to be drunk there, and then whatever happens. But the irony of this is that they are literally showing up. The whole purpose of this is like, reform of the police. No more corrupt police, no more blah blah blah. And here's a cop, shit-faced, well-known police officer, former deputy chief, shit-faced at it, making a complete fool of himself, literally highlighting, one of the main things that reasonable people want, and that is, reform of the police.
Yeah, it's definitely a little crazy to see.
Yeah.
I'd like to see what ends up happening with him, which will probably be nothing, but they should defund the Milford police.
Defund the Milford police. Yeah, seriously. All right. So that's that story. And by the way, I want to say we mentioned the other day on the live show that our friend Diane Woods Emerson is doing raffles for gift baskets. She's putting together some gift baskets. They're not raffles, they're auctions, basically. You go on her page and she shows you the gift basket and all the cool shit that comes in it. You make a bid. Whoever bids the most gets the gift basket. It goes to the Turtle Fund. So the first winner this week is Pam Economo. So contact Diane. She's got your gift basket for you. Hit her up. She does not have one this week because Bristol Blarney fucking put her in the she reported her to Facebook. She came on our page the other day with a fake name and started talking about, there's illegal raffles and all this stuff because she hates Diane. Diane was with me in court that day. So she hates Diane for that. And she reported her Facebook page and she's on like a 7-day ban. So she'll be back up soon. All right. So let's go on to the next topic. Shall we? Let's talk about, this kidnapping dad story. This is a crazy story. This was wild. You like this one, huh?
Yeah, when I watched it, I was imagining like a horror film, like being that kid in the car, screaming at my dad, but then also trying to convince him I had powers so that maybe he would believe that because he was that fucking crazy.
Yeah, craziest story I've seen in a while. So this guy's name, I don't even know what the hell, how to pronounce. I've never heard of this kind of name before. It is something, his last name is Slyman. His first name is, the fuck's his name? Alpalus, Alpalus, Alpalus Slyman of Dorchester. Now, this guy is clearly not well. He got in a van with his 5 crotch fruits, the oldest of whom is 13, the youngest of whom is a baby, and his wife. And he got in the car and they started driving recklessly. And he seems to think, from what I watched on these live streams, right, that he is either on the radio or he speaks to people in the radio. 105.7. He thinks I don't know. He's talking to aliens. He thinks the cops are out to get him, that there's a huge conspiracy to get him. It's kind of tragic because he's obviously all fucked in the head, but we got to watch some of these highlights. So at one point, the wife jumps out of the car, and we'll talk about that in a moment. Let's watch this. This is when she's gone.
We're 50. We're going 50, and there's a cop after us. We were going the right speed. It's going down, baby. I'm gonna see how good of a driver I really am. Stop it! You're gonna hit us! I'm not gonna hit anybody. You are. They're all after us.
Look at this guy.
Look at that.
There's the kids in the back, no seatbelts on. The cops are chasing them at this point.
That's not good. It's not good. They're trying to cover it up. Stop it. Stop doing that.
She hits his phone.
Care. Yes, you do.
I don't care. I'm making them come out.
You don't care about your safety?
No, I'd rather die.
I'd rather die, she says.
All right, radio station. It's going down. They're trying to pull me over, and I was just going 50 normal.
He's talking.
They got an identity on me. I need some help. Where do you want me to go?
Look at the cars in front of him pulling over.
Yo, Hogs, I need your help.
Look at that. I think this is where she jerks the wheel, right? Right here. Look at that. She jerks the wheel.
She's trying to kill us. My daughter's trying to kill us.
That was fucking crazy.
She's trying to silence me. I'm telling you. I knew it. You're part of it, aren't you?
You're part. Oh my God.
She said, don't care.
Look at this dude.
Why did you do that?
Because I'm gonna make you stop.
I'm gonna make you stop.
See what I mean?
It's
How
for
my
our
powers
safety.
work?
That's how my. She's smart though, huh?
That's how my power works.
She's smart. You see that? You
What do
pick
you
up on
mean?
that?
I mean, she's terrified right now. She knows this is. There's so much more to the story. I think.
I was doing
Yeah.
50.
I mean, that's crafty
Oh,
of
look
her.
at there's a car.
I see you.
There's a cop. You hear the cops now.
I know the truth now.
I know the
And they're
truth.
trying to silence me. Well, I got news for you. You got to ram me off the road.
Jesus.
That's.
Look at it.
I'm gonna save us.
I'm gonna save us.
Don't you understand? The cops aren't your friend.
Yes, they're my friends.
No. The cops are not your friend.
Playing Michael Jackson.
Yeah, that's what makes this
I know.
creepier.
Yeah, you think so?
If you got
Yeah,
power,
hit me with your best shot. Little Michael Jackson, like
you
all
got
these
power,
songs in
you
the
got my
background
daughter.
are
Because
horror
now you're-
stories or
You
anything.
think you chose those songs?
No, I don't think he chose them. I think the fact that they're playing in the background, it reminds me of like a creepy horror film where you know, it's like put the
Yeah.
lotion in the basket.
Yeah. I mean, look at this. He's filming himself going over 100. Now he must be just holding it with his hand, which is even crazier. He's got one hand on the wheel. The chick, I mean, the fact that when she grabbed the wheel, that was fucking crazy. It was scary hearing the daughter's voice, like scary, you know?
Yeah.
Well, listen to this.
I want to hear the radio.
They don't want to hear the
The
radio.
wife
because
is in
I'm
the car
getting
at this point.
information from
No,
them.
you're not.
So there's the wife. You hear her.
Right now, you're mentally delusional.
I don't see how.
You don't love us. You don't.
I don't think you love me. Maybe you never did.
Can you please?
Maybe
pull
this
the
is all a
car-
cover-up.
Can you please pull into that parking lot, please?
No, I can't
Can you
pull into that.
Oh,
park.
no, do it, Daddy. We don't want to die.
I don't want to die either.
Then pull over if you don't want to die.
No, they're not going to help.
Trying to kill us.
Do you understand that?
You're trying
They're all
You're
enemies.
gonna make us get taken away.
No.
No.
You're trying to kill us. Like,
We're not right in the mind. Say it's doing this. Say it's controlling you.
This is
You don't
about
realize
Satan.
it? You're thinking too much.
This is about
You're
Satan.
panicking. Do you not realize those cars were parking? You thought it was suspicious? What is wrong with you?
Somebody says, I'd still rather be in the car with this guy
You've got
than Luke Noble. That's a good comment.
to do it.
Why does she keep taking my phone? She's trying to shut me up.
Kill this radio.
I need your help. Can you help me instead of being my enemy?
What?
We're not your enemy. We're trying to tell you to think that's right.
Well, where do you think we should go?
Check this one out. So this is the one where he talks about Trump.
Where do you want me to go?
Look at this.
The cops are after me. Don't you understand? I'm trying to protect you. Of course I'm sure. If the cops are really in on it, then there's nothing that's going to stop them. Donald Trump, I need a miracle or something. Somebody, QAnon and help me.
QAnon.
QAnon and help me.
I bet Hillary's gonna help.
Hillary's not going to help me. You're right. Hillary's demonic.
You guys got the cops on you?
I know about Hillary cutting open the 10-year-old. Alamuma Abedin.
What the fuck's he talking about?
I have no idea.
Like, what the fuck's he talking about? And yeah, so I mean, this is insane. This is absolutely insane. You have any thoughts on this? I mean, besides the
The
fact
whole time I read this story, the only thing that I was thinking was why the wife jumped out of the car.
that's
That
all.
was the first thing I thought of, and
me
I didn't
too.
know if there was any development on that. So I read the whole
No.
thing. I watched the whole video, everything, and I can't wrap my head around that part.
I don't get it either, because she's in some of the earlier ones and she just bounces. Now there's literally a baby in there. Like, how the fuck do you just abandon your kids like that? Now, I don't want to like judge a victim, but I'm going to go ahead and judge a victim anyway, because I'm sorry, like you're a mother, you cannot abandon your crotch fruits like that, you know? Let's
Not
check
only
out.
can you not abandon them, but like you there was something leading up to this.
What do you think?
There's no way this guy just snapped on his way into the car with the 5 kids. There was something leading up to this. He's always been this crazy, or she's known he's been this crazy, or
Yeah.
whatever the case is.
And how do you get 5 kids? How do you, if you know your husband's this nuts, why would you get into the car voluntarily with him and your 5 kids?
Right. And then jump out. Unless her only thought process was, if I don't get out of this car, I can't alert help. But everybody's got a cell phone at this point. I mean, the guy's live streaming.
Yeah.
Go comment on the live streams. Say, hey, help me.
Yeah. I mean, his posts, I mean, people were actually commenting on the live stream, like the family and stuff like that. Like, see, people are saying, you're having a nervous breakdown. You need help. If you hurt my sister, the police will be the least of your problems. Okay. So that must be the brother-in-law. Not looking good, the guy says. I'm just worried about Alpie. His name's Alpie, they call him, and his family. Blah, blah, blah. So yeah, that's you are putting yourself and everyone else in danger. I don't think he's reading the comments. I don't think that's going to do much good, comments like that. But you know, there he is getting arrested. Let's check out. So this is his wife. This is his family. I wonder if his wife is tagged in any of these pictures. There they are. I mean, it's crazy. Let's see. I mean, he seems he obviously looks fucking weird, but I don't know. I mean, does his family love him? I mean, do you think he's just crazy, right?
It sounds like it, but it also sounds like all the things that are going on right now can contribute to something like this, because he's from a mixed race family. He obviously has an issue with cops. I don't know if those two things are intertwined with everything that's going on right now, but and then couple it up with being in quarantine or whatever for the past however long we've been here. I mean, it's not helping anything. So I can't really tell you without knowing anything prior to this, but this guy seems like he has an issue mentally, and it might have been exacerbated by some of the things that are going on in real life.
Yeah, I do kind of question any woman who would, be like, I'm going to make this guy my husband. I think there's something odd about that. A little bit, like I don't know what her deal is. I can't even find out her name because it doesn't seem like she's commented on any of these pictures. Although her last name's probably Slyman if they're married, right? Let's see, Slyman or Bryant, because the brother's name was Bryant. Let's look up friends, shall we? Let me see if we can call the wife. No, okay. So the friends list is private. What else can we do? Yeah, because I want to try to call the wife. Let's see. Try this one. See, let's check out the likes on some of these. Let's see who liked this one. 6 likes. Nope. Well, no. Okay, that can't be her. How about this one over here? She might have liked this one. Morris. Oh, Alicia Slyman. That could be her, right?
Alicia Slyman.
Is this her? Nope, that's a white chick. It's got to be a sister. Okay, one more time. Let me try another one. Let's see. Let's see who hit the like button. Maggie Toppin, George. Oh, Glenda Lee Bryant. Oh, no, that's the brother. Okay, that's the brother. Alicia, let's see. Yeah. So let me try. Actually, let me click on the brothers. The brother commented earlier. Let's see if we can find the brother. Neil Bryant. Okay, let's see what he's got to say. There's the brother. And no, he does not appear to have any of his sister's stuff up there. Okay, so anyway, we'll see what happens with this guy. But I agree with you. There's got to be a lot more to this story than just, Shayla Slyman. Somebody said it? Is that right? Her name is Shayla Slyman. Thank you. They're going to help it. Shayla Slyman. Okay, let's see if we can find her. Oh, there she is. Thank you. Turtle Rider's coming through. What'd she say? I'm finding it very hard to type truly everything that's been on my heart. Seeing what's going on in the media, I'm still trying to process it all. My friends and family, whoever's tagged me or shared a viral post of me doing what I love doing the most, that is spreading the love of Jesus. I thank you very much. I thank you also very much, and I give you all the glory to God, and I can't stop crying. So this guy appears to be a cop, and he says, I'm just sitting in my cruiser typing a report, and this woman came up to me and asked if she could talk to me for a second. I said, absolutely, got out of my cruiser, and I spoke with her. So there's a cop. Oh, this is like they had a conversation. So she was in one of those viral posts about cops and getting along with the community and stuff like that. But the fact that she's like talking about Jesus, kind of weird, I think. No offense. I mean, I believe in Jesus and God and all that stuff, but if that's like your thing, like it seems to be your thing, she's constantly posting about it. A little bit weird, don't you think? I don't know. Maybe I'm being judgmental. Did I lose you? Did I lose Western Mass Turtle Girl? Where'd she go? Hold on. Did I lose her? Where'd Western Mass Turtle Girl go? I got to invite her back on. Hold on. Be right back. Let me get her back on. I lose you. Okay. All right. So we'll get her back on. You lost her. She's not on the stream. Okay. We'll leave them alone. No, I'm not really going to call the wife. Believe me. I'm just looking at it. You think I'm going to call the wife? Give me a break. But I am curious what would make her do something like that. Anyway, let's go on to the next topic, shall we? Let's talk about this more cop stories. Let's talk about this Framingham mother, shall we? Oh, crap. All right. So you guys saw about a week and a half, 2 weeks ago, obviously the protests in Boston. A turtle rider sent me these videos that I'd never seen before of one of the cop cars being torched.
No, put the signs on it. No, put the car bar in there.
Don't light that shit on fire.
Okay, so that's them getting ready to light it on fire. That's them getting the kindling going. And now burn, baby, burn. Here we go. Peaceful protesters having a good time, protesting for civil rights. And there they are taking their pictures in front of it. So the FBI and the Boston police were looking for these two individuals. Well, they found him. And it turns out that one of them is 15 years old. And of course, the media has to call it a peaceful protest, even though obviously that's like saying that, like, imagine, and I put this in the blog earlier. Imagine like you heard that a woman gets raped at a frat party. Would the media ever call that it was a peaceful party until the rape happens? Would that ever happen? No, because the media wants to make these protests seem like they're peaceful. But I'm sorry, if you have people that show up to your protest and then they stick around afterwards and they riot and they burn shit, then by definition, it is not peaceful. Oh yeah, it was peaceful besides all the looting, the cop car set on fire, and the general mayhem. Besides that, it was a peaceful protest. So turns out this chick's name is Alina. The kid's name is I don't even feel like getting into the kid's name. He was in one of the screenshots, but I didn't type his name because he's only 15, right? So I blame the mother. I do blame the kid, but I also blame the mother. And the mother's name is Alina Vasiliadis, whatever the name is, something Greek, but she's not really Greek. She is Brazilian. I believe she lives in Framingham, so I assume. But I heard her speak in some of the videos, and she's speaking, Brazilian Portuguese. So it appears as if that is her thing. So there she is right there. Whatever. So she was arrested in 2014 when this kid was 9 years old for beating the shit out of him with the shoe. She says Alina Vasiliadis told police her son was stubborn, so she beat him. That's normal. She just beat him, according to a police report. The 9-year-old boy called 911 around 5:30 and told police his mother was abusing him. When police arrived, his face was visibly red and he was crying. The boy told police that he and his mother argued because he did not want to go to his youth baseball game because he thought it was too hot to play. The boy told police his mother threw him to the floor, jumped on him, and slapped him and scratched him. He said he was hit with a shoe thrown by his mother. The boy had scratches on his neck, chest, shoulders, and back. Vasiliadis admitted that she beat the boy. She said, "I fight my son," in a nonchalant tone. The report said, I asked what she meant, and she said she slapped him many times. Told that she hurt her son, she shrugged her shoulders. She admitted to hitting her son with the shoe, but said it was, quote unquote, only a sneaker. So it's not like it was like, a platform shoe or anything like that. It was just, whatever. She admitted she may have slapped him too many times, but he was being stubborn. The boy's grandmother witnessed the attack and wept while telling police that Vasiliadis went crazy. Blah, blah, blah. So she was charged with all this stuff. DCF was involved. And there she is, her mugshot. Last year, the same kid as a 14-year-old went missing. And the kid's like a terror in school. Now, because people reached out. And this is the story the rest of the media won't tell you because it involves a minor. I'm not going to blame the minor necessarily. Obviously, it's his fault. I'm sure we'll be blogging about him in the years going forward. But I blame the adult who clearly failed. I'm sorry. If your kid is 15 years old and he is at a riot burning cop cars, you have completely failed as a mother. Now, we know she failed already because she beats him. Okay. But when you go on her Facebook page, this is posted the day after the riot at 8:41 a.m., just hours after her kid torched a police car. And you guys remember that the Boston police cruiser that the social justice warriors were saying that the police destroyed their own car? You remember that? This has been thoroughly debunked. It was on YouTube. Somebody put it out there. Oh, the cops are smashing the windshield. They're destroying their own car. See, this is all a setup. They're trying to make us look bad. No. We saw a video later on of the police or of peaceful protesters on top of the car, smashing in the hood, doing their thing, etc. And ultimately, the cops were only bashing the windshield because they needed to be able to see to drive it the hell out of there. And she posts this video and she says, Boston, #police, #gang, #protest. So she's back. I'm going to bring Western Turtleboro back in real quick. Okay. There she goes. Were you back?
Yeah, sorry.
Got the FUPA Wi-Fi.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So let's, yeah. So what do you think of this mother from Framingham? Any thoughts on her?
She is the direct influence to her son and the reason why he's doing what he's doing. And he's at the age where, like, she's just lost all control. So you're completely right. This is his life from now on.
Yeah, I mean, it's too late. Like when you're, maybe if she was like, if she was 10, there might be time to turn it around, but it's too late at this point. Now she has, let's look at her Facebook page real quick. This is the active Facebook page that we have for her. She posted 5 hours ago since the blog has been published. What is this video she's posting? I don't even know.
Oh, ce faci zic aici? De unde ai blugești?
Hilarious. Hilarious. Portuguese humor. She's, posting, why are people protesting? Why are people divided? Why are people choosing the winning? What the hell is she even talking? I don't even know what she stands for. Here she is on June 11th. Her son was arrested just hours later for this, getting her Honda CRV tires. I think this is a Town Fair tire. I don't even know what they're doing to the tires. They're putting new tires on. But here she is, kind of like sexually harassing a couple of the guys working there.
Can you be gentle, please? Don't break my tire. so fucking cute.
She's like hitting on him.
Yeah, she is.
Oh, my God.
Tell me.
No! You gotta say you don't have any.
Oh, I gotta be honest.
No!
If I'm honest, if you're okay with it,
Yeah, she's like hitting on him and shit like that. This is the day that her son's fucking arrested, right? We got to call this chick. Let's add her as a friend. Let's see if we can get her for an interview right now. Let's call her. She might answer. She might be crazy enough.
She might.
Okay. Okay, she's unreachable. She has one of those, but I just sent her a friend request. Maybe she'll accept. She seems to be active on social media. She posts frequently. And so she is just the complete trash bag. Any other thoughts on her besides the obvious that she's a horrible parent? Fuck her.
Yeah, that's pretty much it. I mean,
Yeah.
There's not much more to say. Your kid's at a protest in Boston, jumping on police cars, and he's 15. That's
Yes, and you are
tells you everything you need to know.
And the next day, she posts that the Boston police are a gang. That about sums it up. But of course, she beats the same kid with a shoe. He's fucking damaged goods at this point. There's no turning back. You can't reform this child at this point. He's beyond reach. So, all right, let's talk about this next chick here. Oh, by the way, before we do that, let me just hit the refresh here. See any donations. Oh, good. We've met the threshold. Let me read off some of the donations and the comments that come along with it. Let's see here. Suzanne says, keeping it real. Thank you, Suzanne, very much. Anonymous says, keep fucking doing what you're doing. Will do. Patty Brosnahan says, I believe in supporting businesses that produce quality goods, regardless of the owner's skin color. Well, that's me. You know, don't hate on me because I'm a white guy. I am what I am. I didn't ask to be born. I'd like to shed this evil skin that I have and this evil privilege, but I'm fucking stuck with it. It's a curse. M-Job says, I love how the mainstream media gets outraged about racist cops while at the same time calling the police van a paddy wagon. That's a good point. Very racist. The word paddy was a 19th and early 20th century ethnic slur used against Irish immigrants. I'm Irish, and I don't care, but it's pretty hypocritical. That's a great point that no one's ever pointed out. And Pamela Economo says, thanks. You're very welcome, Pamela. So we have reached the threshold, guys. If you do feel like donating, that's how we do it now. This is kind of the model moving forward with and it's not just with Turtle Boy. It's with like you see who they're trying to cancel again? Western Mass? My guy, Tucker Carlson. You like Tucker?
Oh, yeah. I love Tucker.
Yeah, Tucker's
one of my favorites.
I listen to Tucker every night at 8:00. I turn it on. Right, because nobody tells it like it is, like Tucker. Like, and he says exactly what I'm thinking, except he says it better, and he says it with like a sarcastic, straight face the whole time, and he makes funny faces, and he does his thing, and they fucking hate him for that, and they want to cancel him so bad, and they've gone after his advertisers. Fucking Disney bailed on them because these whiny cunts complained to Fox. You know, that's what they do. Oh, well, he's against Black Lives Matter because Tucker exposes Black Lives Matter. That they don't really care about Black lives. That's the thing that he exposes that they fucking hate, right? So they want to.
What I like about him is that he asks questions that people refuse to answer, but he'll continue to ask them. He'll say, "So what is it that you want? What do you want? What do you want?" And no one can ever answer it, or whatever the situation is. He'll ask the question that everybody is asking, but no one ever answers. Mm-hmm. And he asks it very. It's almost like innocently, like he acts like he doesn't know any background. He's just like, well, what do you think we should do then? And then they just come back and and he's so it's like condescending, but in an innocent. It's weird.
Yeah, he points out that like so in this autonomous zone, there's a warlord, and the warlord has a gun. Apparently, this is allowed. The governor didn't know, and they'll show a clip of Jay Inslee him being asked about it. That autonomous zone is still fucking going on. Like I hope it never ends. I think it's fantastic to watch it fucking happen. There's literally like fights going on in there, and there's already like rivalries developing, and people. There was like a crazy guy that went in there today. One of those guys talking about Jesus, and he goes in there today, and he's like, doing his thing in there, and they're they're asking him like. All these people want him out of there because he's just a crazy Jesus freak dude, and he won't leave. And so Antifa security comes over, and they try to get him to leave. And guess what they use to try to get him to leave?
Pepper spray?
A chokehold.
Oh, good.
I swear to God, the Jesus guy. And so they got it all on film. And so it's fantastic to watch it. But back to Tucker, my point with that is that they, Disney, I'm sure, probably spent a lot of money on that ad, and now they're gone. And this is what advertisers often do. And I do understand it sometimes. The only guy who doesn't seem to give a shit is the My Pillow guy. He doesn't give a fuck. I feel like that guy is like single-handedly keeping Fox News going. If you watch Fox News, like every fucking other commercial is the My Pillow guy. No,
From crackhead to CEO.
Is that what he was a former crackhead?
That was his slogan. It's from crackhead to CEO.
Really? I did not know that.
Unless I'm thinking of somebody else. That's the guy. Now I have to Google it because every time I hear it, I'm like, is that a real thing?
Yeah. I mean, he's a big Jesus guy, but yeah, I guess that's his big thing is, I turn my life around. I'm a crackhead CEO. I don't know, but he's single.
What's his name? Mike Lindell. Yeah.
Mike Lindell. Yeah.
Crackhead to CEO. That's him.
And so the thing about, my point is, like, if they canceled Tucker, I would pay $25 a month to have Tucker every day. Like I would pay that. And I think that's the model going forward is he's worth it. To keep him on the air, I would pay out of my pocket. And that's kind of like the new successful model to destroy and defeat social justice warriors is like a subscription model. Like if the people are paying, then you don't need advertisers. And that's essentially what Turtle Boy has become. This was not my plan. My plan was to just have a site, get a lot of people on it, reading it every day, and have companies pay to advertise on there. And that's how I'd make money. But that's not happening. Like it's transformed into this thing where people just pay me money to keep talking, and I'm happy to do it. See what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And when Bristol Blarney and them like to say, "Oh, he's begging for money," it's like, well, people don't have to pay. Like if the message I was sending and the things I were saying weren't worth hearing, then nobody would donate. I'm not a fucking charity case. I'm like a fucking jukebox. Like you put money in the slot and I talk. That's just how it works. So,
there's a difference between having a live show and requiring people to pay to listen to it.
Yeah.
Than saying, here's where you can donate.
Right.
And that's a huge difference. You're not making people subscribe in order to see this content.
Yeah, exactly. And I'll never have the entire website be behind a paywall because then it becomes I'm still looking to grow it. And people that have never heard the site before, they're not going to pay if they've never read it before. If they're like, oh, check out this article on Turtle Boy. And then it's like, well, yeah, there's a paywall there. They're not going to pay it because they don't know Turtle Boy. They're not familiar with the brand, how they don't know if it's worth it to them. But down the line, we might have like the Turtle Club, which will be coming soon. There might be some content hidden behind a paywall that only Turtle Riders get, Turtle Club members or whatever get to see. So that might be.
But that's not e-begging. That's selling.
Right.
Another difference that she doesn't understand is that you're selling content. You're not asking for money to keep content going that isn't worth selling.
Yeah. So
there's a difference there also.
And like Kim Z says, like last time I checked, she takes donations too. And I'm sorry, a Patreon is really no different than what I do. It's like you pay $25 a month and she says thank you to you at the end of the episode. She says your name. She makes you feel
like she's some famous person.
Yes.
Thank you.
Famous person. Yeah, exactly. All right. So let's talk about this chick here in Swampscott. So this one I did today too. And her name is Amy Paulson Reed, and she moves to Swampscott. Have you ever been to Swampscott before?
No, I have not.
Okay, this is where the governor lives. Charlie Baker's from Swampscott. It's a beach town. It's right in between Marblehead and Lynn. It kind of connects them on the little peninsula there. And it's, it's not quite as nice as Marblehead, but it's a very nice town. It's quite lovely in Swampscott. And it's on a beach. If you live on a beach, it's going to be money. And it's like 98% white, something ridiculously white. And so this chick's name is Amy Paulson Reed. And she decides to go on the page and post the following. Hi, my husband and I just moved to Swampscott a couple weeks ago. Such a lovely town. I'm wondering if anyone could point out some Black-owned businesses in the area that I can support. I want to put my money where my mouth is. Okay. So you're seeing a lot of this shit on Facebook. Any thoughts?
Yeah. So I mean, this is exactly, again, what you already said. It's virtue signaling. She's just trying to act like she cares about everything. And doing exactly what you said, move to a place that you are living amongst diversity would make way more sense than trying to go to all these Black-owned businesses in your town, which there's probably not many to begin with
Or
anyway.
Yeah.
And you can go next door and find one easily.
Yeah. Like you said, this is like the new thing that I don't know how this became a thing, because keep in mind, this whole quote unquote movement is about police brutality, right? Towards Black people, allegedly, which we've been over before. There is no epidemic of Black people being killed by cops. It's a complete lie. Everyone's been lied to. Tucker Carlson says it every night, and that's why they hate him. They're trying to shut him up. But there is no epidemic of it. But ultimately, that is what they're trying to solve, correct? So how did it become Black-owned, support your local Black-owned business? How did that become the message? When was that the thing?
Well, because now it's turned into we're oppressing. So we have to go against that and start to, support and go against the man. Yeah.
I love this fucking meme right here. Nobody says no. Literally every white girl on Facebook right now, this is literally what you're seeing. I mean, this, if I could draw a picture of that Facebook post, this would be it. It's like, okay, since what, if a Black person owns a business and they create a good product, right? They make good food at the restaurant or whatever, people are going to go there and they're going to buy it, and they don't care who owns it. Because when I go to a restaurant, I don't even know who owns it 90% of the time. It could be a Black person. I don't know who owns the freaking restaurant. I know the kind of food that they make, though, and I know the kind of prices they have, though. Those are the two things that we all factor in, right? If it's wicked good food, right, you're willing to pay a little bit more. If the atmosphere is good, if it's nice in there, if you get treated good, the food comes at quickly, stuff like that, you're willing to pay a little bit more, right?
Yeah, and not for nothing, but when was the last time you ever heard somebody say, I'm not going to that place because a Black person owns it?
Yeah, that's true, too. That literally never happens. There is no epidemic of Black people not becoming economically successful because people won't patronize them due to the fact that they're Black. That's not a thing, right? And all of a sudden, this is being shared by the corporate media, right? Like, this is mass live. Like, I mean, I was like, when I saw this, I'm like, you have to be fucking kidding me. Mass Live puts out a thing looking to support Black-owned businesses in Worcester. Here's a list to help you get started. I'm like, are you fucking kidding? How is this not discriminatory?
It is, because every competitor of every person on that list is going, what the fuck is going on right now?
Yeah, and that's every restaurant in Worcester that's not owned by a Black person, right? Because Mass Live makes money by having advertisements on their site for local restaurants and businesses and stuff like that. But now this is essentially a free ad. They're saying, here, go to this place. It's Black owned. And they know that right now there is no shortage of women with hyphenated last names, white women with hyphenated last names, who are looking to they get all this money. And they're like, the only way I can fix racism is by throwing money at the first Black person I see. That's literally how they're thinking. It's so condescending and racist in and of itself.
Not to mention, those are all the people that are going to be sharing this on Facebook.
Right. It's not going to be Black people sharing on Facebook, right? It's going to be other white people who are like, oh my God, does anybody in town know how we can support Black-owned businesses? Does anybody know of any? Okay, first of all, bitch, you moved to Swamp. My favorite part is that she moved there. You just moved there a couple weeks ago. You could have moved anywhere. If racial diversity is something that you valued, Lynn is literally right there. Revere and Chelsea are a little bit south of that. There is plenty of racial diversity in those places, but you chose Swampscott. You chose Swampscott, right? Where I mean, it's a lovely town. I would love to live in Swampscott. I would not mind that at all. It's a lovely town. But you don't get to act virtuous and pretend that you care about diversity and Black people if you went out of your way to live in Swampscott. Because mind you, whatever house she bought, like let's suppose she spent $600,000 on a house, right, in Swampscott. You could get that same house in Lynn for like $400,000.
Right.
You can get a better house in Lynn for the same amount of money, 5 miles away. But you have to send your kids to the Lynn public schools And when you do that, they will be around minority children, which ultimately is what I feel like people like this are not afraid of, but they don't want.
Of course, that's absolutely what they're doing by moving to high class towns and whatever they're doing. But I don't know. Forget it.
Yeah,
I lost
like,
my train of thought.
Like I moved to a white town. Sorry, that doesn't mean I don't want my kids growing up around black and brown kids. I kind of wish they did. I mean, that's one thing I valued about my own childhood is that I grew up in Worcester. I went to a Worcester public school. I was in a majority minority school. Like when I went to school, like I've told people the story before. Like we were the white kids. Like I was a very distinct and obvious. I stood out like a sore thumb. I was an easy fucking target, right? And I had this one kid, my bully, named Tafari Lynch. And Tafari, every time he saw me in the hallway, when we had to switch classes and leave our little bubble in the nerd wing, we had to go to art class or something like that. And Tafari Lynch, whenever he saw me, it was like a guarantee he was going to karate chop my books and then maybe slap me in the head and call me a white boy. And I just had to put up with it. And then 8th grade, I made the basketball team, and he was on the basketball team, and he just found a newfound respect for me because I played sports. And then we went to high school, and we were in homeroom together because our last names were on the same area, and we bonded over chess. So I figured out a way to bond with Tafari Lynch, and we got over the bullying shit. But my point here is that, like, and that did teach me a lot about life, about, like, you know, growing up around people who look differently from you. I think there is some value that comes to that. Would you agree?
Of course. Yeah.
So,
I mean, I think that's what everybody's missing is that everybody's talking about unity, but they're doing it in a way that just causes more division.
Right. And so, yeah. So like I don't think it's bad. Like if you move to a town like Holden, like I did, and you know that your kids are going to go to a school and it's going to be very different from the way that I grew up. Right. But at the same time, the public schools that I went to, there was a lot of fucking distractions, right? And there was a lot of like, I didn't get a normal high school experience that like kids at Shepherd Hill got when I first started teaching at Shepherd Hill. I'm like, this is like a fucking other world for me. This is not where I went to high school. Like this is so completely fucking different. At South High, where I went in Worcester, that every teacher was referred to either as yo miss or yo mister, one of those two. Whereas I walk into Shepherd Hill, it's Mr. Carney. It's like just right away. It's like, what the fuck you call me? I thought I'm yo mister. I'm not Mr. Carney. What are you talking about? So it's just a different world. But anyway, this chick, she wants to, prove how woke she is. And it looks so fucking pathetic. Like, do they have any idea how ridiculous they look, do you think?
No, they're like in moms clubs and they all root each other on to do this type of shit because they think that it makes them feel better. Mm-hmm. And they think it's making a difference, and they don't have anything else really going on.
Yeah, so you're right.
This is their thing.
Yes, this is their thing. And you look at her resume, you couldn't make up a more, uppity liberal white woman resume than this one. She went to Harvard. She's a former dissertant at Harvard. I don't even know what that means. She was a former teaching assistant at Harvard as well. All this stuff from Seattle. You went to the University of Washington, blah, blah, blah. All this stuff. And she posts, like, somebody pointed out, like, I don't care. Somebody said, I don't care who owns the business because I'm colorblind. Pro tip, don't say all lives matter and don't say that you're colorblind. They don't like that shit. Like, that's like you're asking for them to come at you when you say shit like that because they're gonna be like, oh, this is not about all lives matter. If you say all lives matter, that's actually racist. That's built into systemic racism because if all lives matter, then black people wouldn't be being killed like hotcakes out there. Okay. So you didn't even know that. I read about it in the Huffington Post and you don't even know. And when you say colorblind, nobody's truly colorblind. We all have what's called unconscious bias and we don't even know about it. But then I got lectured about it. I was reading about it on Vox and now I know actually that colorblind is a form of racism. So don't say those things. They will just fucking eat that up. She's done it all. She's changed her profile picture to the black square and she fixed racism and blah, 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 blah. So that's her. Let's talk about one more thing here. I want to talk about, what was the one I want to talk about? Was it the Plymouth woman? I want to talk about this bitch. Here's another example of this when it goes wrong. I thought this story was hilarious. So a woman in Plymouth decides that she is going to take to Facebook. And this is the new thing, the other thing that white women are doing these days. They are looking to remain vigilant. And the next time they see, they're like being like the new watchdog of the police. They're like, oh, that video in Minnesota, must happen everywhere. If it's happening there, it's happening everywhere. So I'm going to keep an eye on I'm going to police the police. They've kind of become mini Josh Abrams, right? We've turned Karen into Josh Abrams, essentially. They see police doing their job, and then they jump in and they share their 2 cents, except they don't actually confront the police, these women. They just go to their local Facebook page and they write about it. So this is what this woman writes. Let me read it to you. I respect the police and have a great respect for Plymouth's finest. I was driving through Industrial Park a few minutes ago, and I saw a black man on his knees with a state trooper standing over him. Obviously, I pulled over. Okay, so stop right there. So she sees a black guy on his knees and a state trooper standing over him. And she says, not just I pulled over, obviously I pulled over. Why do you think she said that?
Because this cunt thinks that it is her civic duty now to pull over and make sure that every time she sees a black person being approached by a police officer, she's there to videotape it and put in her 2 cents. She even admitted it somewhere in here. I didn't see what happened, but I saw it was happening then and started talking about whatever she was seeing then with zero information about what happened ahead of time.
Yeah, exactly. So she just sees it and she's like, well, obviously, like you said, this is like their new civic duty. They must obviously, because they, like you said, they talked about it in their women's groups over brunch. And they said, well, how can we stop racism? You know, we all must, whenever we see the police, we must film it. And then we must go on our Facebook page and we must tell people about it.
I mean, even the picture she posted,
it's
like a selfie.
Oh, no, that's not it. This is from her Facebook page.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I thought that was what she posted with her original post.
Well, that's another question I had is like, why didn't she film it? Why didn't she take a picture of it? Who knows? So she goes, a witness is a good thing for both sides involved. Shut up. Like it's for the cops. Shut up. You know exactly what you're doing. A minute later, about 8 more troopers pulled up and swarmed the guy. There was an older man recording the event. I asked him what had happened, and he said the man was walking along. The troopers stopped him. They spoke for a few minutes, and then the cuffs went on. But the man was not being arrested, is what the witness said. And he refused to get in the car. Whether he should have gotten in the car or not is not the point. So time out right here. She's getting all of her information from just some fucking guy that was just there.
Some guy that's first response was to record it, by the way.
Yes, it's like, so some fucking guy told me this happened. So this must be what happened, that he just put a guy in handcuffs that wasn't under arrest. How the fuck would the guy even know that? Doesn't even make any sense. And whether I did not have a clear view, but what I did see, officers' knee on the man's neck. So now we're dealing with George, the knee on the neck. At least 5 other officers on top of the man was enough for me to not be silent and share what I had seen. So now she thought about being silent. She thought about it, but then she's like, you know what? No. This is my big moment. I need
this world needs me right now.
They need me. White silence is violence. I saw it on a sign. I need like I said, the world needs Becky right now. So she says, how can you resist arrest if you're not being arrested? Well, bitch, you don't even know if he was being arrested or not. And then I love how she ends it. This is happening, people, in our backyard. That is ultimately what this comes down to, is they want to believe that what happened in Minneapolis happens everywhere. And I just need to educate the people on the All Things Plymouth page. So, of course, I start looking into this and it starts getting pieced together. And as it turns out, there was a car stolen in Braintree that earlier in the morning. And in the car was a dog. Somebody took it. And then the dog, it went north to Boston where it hit a fucking pedestrian. And then it jumped on I-93 and it just went south down to Route 3 and it went all the way down to Plymouth. It almost hit a cop in Kingston on the highway. It gets off in Plymouth right near the RMV. And that is where the guy bailed out of the car. And ultimately, that is where this witness saw what was happening. So the guy, once again, stole a car with a dog in it, hit a pedestrian, nearly hit a cop, and then ran away from the cops. And that is what we know this now because they fucking put out the report on him. The guy's name is he's a career shithead, Hamza Connor from Boston. There he is right there. All right. As you can see, African-American male. But she, in an effort to be woke, she stands up for this fucking guy and it absolutely blows up in her face. And I think that's fantastic.
Can you imagine if he bailed on the car and then he was just trying to get out of the way and, just walk away and pretend like nothing was happening. And he now knows what is going on in life and all this bullshit that's happening, knowing that if he just calmly walks away and lets them attack him from behind because they've been chasing him for however long, that it's going to look a lot different than what it really is.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's... And, I didn't get all the comments on this, by the way, but it was filled, people told me, with just like, oh my God, thank you for doing. Like, it was overwhelming. Like, you did a good thing. Nobody said, like, the people who said to her, like, mind your own fucking business, bitch, were the people that got like ratioed, like a lot of comments afterwards. Like, dude, you're perpetuating racism, all this shit, But
of course.
People are saying she's watching parts of Atlanta burn, the highway. Oh, that's good. So they've already started rioting for the guy who pulled the taser from the cop. So we're right back where we started. That's fucking fantastic. Okay. Anyway, so I guess there's people are talking. I'm reading the comments right now, and everybody's talking about Brett and Leah. Oh God, you guys, knock it off, you guys. All right, let's should we do the freestyle? Do we need a little freestyle? Let's do it, shall we?
Sure, why not? I didn't get to see it this week.
Okay, you didn't get to see it. All right, here we go. Yeah, but I was so close. It was so close. Okay. I fucked that last one up. Okay.
It's okay.
All right. I'm so mad about that. Anyway, all right, cool. So that was that. All right. So why don't we go? Any questions you guys have? And that includes call-ins. We've had Scott here the whole time. I'm gonna take Scott on if he's there. Scott, you there?
I am.
What's happening, Scott? What do you got?
I got a lot.
Let's hear. What do you got?
So what's going on with Engage North Smithfield?
What about it?
It's junk. Did you check it out?
I mean, I saw, it's your basic white virtual signaling going on in there, stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's basically like this woman has taken over the whole group. And
I mean, that's kind of everywhere, so we've written.
Well, yeah, I get it. I'm part of another group where they like, hey, we're not going to talk about politics. We're not going to talk about this. But this woman has turned this group into Black Lives Matter. And that's it. And that's it. It's no longer about, hey, do we have recycling tomorrow? It's Black Lives Matter. And that's it.
Well,
and if you don't agree with her, she's going to delete your comments. I mean,
well, that's kind of a dime a dozen thing. So I'll go check that out. But thank you. I'll go check that out. There's a lot of that going around. Thanks for coming on, Scott. Appreciate it.
All right. All right. You're welcome. So,
let me see here. Let me just update the fundraiser here if anybody else donated. Okay, so we got a couple more donations I want to read in here. We got one from Brittany, says Ipswich Lives Matter. You're goddamn right. A lot of diversity up in Ipswich too. Scott T says, if you don't let me call in, I will never help. I've already helped once. I can prove it. You read my message. Okay, thank you, Scott. Blarney Cated says, to support an Asian minority-owned business that may already be successful from hard work and determination. There you go. Okay, so there are those donations. I appreciate that, guys. All right, and yeah, so basically the thing Scott sent me, it's like is the story, and it's one of the 5 million story ideas I had on my list that I haven't got to yet. Basically, this crazy white bitch doing her usual thing in there, turning your local Facebook group into a Black Lives Matter nonstop propaganda fest. But of course, North Smithfield is one of the whitest. It's your typical white suburb. Not
every single page, every single local forum is like this right now.
Yes, literally every single one. So, All right. Any other questions, guys? Yeah. If anybody else wants to call in, I am going to put the link right here. If you want to call in, or if you want to ask questions in the live, I will answer them, whatever you guys want. Predictions on the 2020 NFL season. I think the Patriots are going to go, they got a really hard schedule. I think they're going to go 9-7. That's my official prediction right now. We'll see. As long as the stadium is sold out, that's really the only thing I care about. Is I want to defeat coronavirus more than anything. I want to defeat the SJWs because they're back. I can't believe they had the balls, Western Mass Turtle Grove, to go back to like, we're taking social distancing seriously.
Are we actually going to be able to go to games this year?
I mean, I would hope. I think so. I mean, why would, I mean, after the protests and stuff like that, like Trump's going to have rallies. Like, and that's what I like about Trump is like, he's getting the, he's really setting the tone. Like, we're going to have fucking rallies. Like, fuck it. If the Democrats can have huge rallies against me, because that's all these protests really are, just anti-Trump rallies, then I can have that. And so if he can have that, then why can't Bob Kraft sell out Gillette Stadium?
Yeah, but sell out, do you mean like every other seat sell out? Or
no, sell out.
Tickets going to be skyrocketing through the roof? Like how is that even going to work?
I mean, you just sell it. I mean, every seat's taken. That kind of sell it. Like, fuck it.
I'm telling you one thing. I'm not wearing a fucking mask if I go to a Patriots.
No. In Pennsylvania, they're not even like Pennsylvania is a lockdown state. Mike Pence was in Pennsylvania yesterday. Check this out. Mike Pence was in Pennsylvania yesterday to visit a guy named Sean Parnell. Sean Parnell is a veteran running for let's see if I can find. There he is. He's running for Congress in a seat. My brother actually lives in this district. It's in Pittsburgh, and it's currently held by a quote unquote moderate Democrat named Connor Lamb. It was one of those districts that was flipped. It can go either way. And so Pence, they want to win this district. So Pence visits it yesterday, and the media is fucking crying because they're like, here's Pence with Parnell and Senator Pat Toomey, and they're not wearing masks. They're like, he's not. So notice none of them are wearing masks. Okay,
they're fucking eating.
What's that?
They're fucking eating.
Yeah, and I'm sure Mike Pence, by the way, has been tested for COVID-19. He's the vice president, right? So like, he doesn't. If you don't have it, then why should you wear a mask, right? And so the media is like pointing, like this is what they're on. This is what the media actually writes. They actually wrote, pictures like this make me worry about pandemic resurgence. Okay.
Are you kidding me?
Yeah, they actually wrote that, and the elbow bumping is not okay. And so Sean Parnell tweets out, this is their congressman, Connor Lamb, who voted for impeachment, by the way, a real moderate guy. And he's got no mask on at a protest. Now stand next to some chick that says defund the police. This is what moderates look like. Defund the fucking police. And he's got no mask on, of course. Like the same politicians who told you to stay home, right, participated in these protests and are now once again trying to tell you to take COVID seriously. I mean, give me a fucking break.
No, COVID's a thing of the past. We can stop talking about it now. It's done.
Yeah, like every time I still see the Karens say that, all you got to do is just tell them, shut up. No one's listening to you anymore. No, it's over. It's officially fucking over. We're not doing anything. My former student, Dave Blondin, the guy who owns the gym in Oxford, he lost in court. They actually brought it to court, and the fucking hack judge said that, he can't reopen yet. No, and he's like gangster. He said, he actually was quoted. He's like, I'm prepared to go to jail for this. Like, I'm going to keep opening. He's getting fined $1,000 a day. Like, this is some Rosa Parks shit, like serious shit. Like, so good for him. I mean, when this hopefully goes down in history, he'll be one of the good guys. So we'll see. All right. Anybody else?
Everything right now.
Anybody else have any comments or anything like that? If you want to call in, once again, I will post the link. There it is. All right. Anything else? Am I missing anything in the comments? What is it? Does Leah want to call in? Is that why? Should we have Leah and Brett on to?
I don't know. What is going on? I'm missing something.
So Brett doesn't like Leah, and I think the feeling is mutual. And they have their reasons why, and I don't want to speak for either of them. So if they want to come on and hash it out, they've been arguing, I guess, are going at it in the comments a lot of this show. So if they'd like to come on and hash it out, I officially invite both of them on. Give you 5 minutes to argue it, whatever you want to do in your own languages. And so I think Brett's beef with her, right, is that like, so Leah, obviously, we've written about her before, but I had her on for an interview, and you know, I have nothing against her personally. She's a subject of a blog that was a very important blog because it exposed corruption in the state police. She was she lost her job over that, and the fact that she's willing to not only talk to me about it, but like not hold anything against me, I do respect that. I'm not going to lie. Brett does not. He does not respect that. And Brett is a very outspoken, brash individual who also is somewhat wise. Like Brett called the Bristol shit, and that's why it's like I won't tell Brett to stop, and I won't tell her to stop either. Like they're both adults. They can hate each other for all they want. But I won't tell Brett to stop because Brett is a grown man. He can do whatever the fuck he wants to do. And he was also dead right about Bristol. And I'll always remember that. So if they would like to come on and argue about it, they're more than welcome to. So this is the official invite. Once again, boom, there you go. If you want to join, there it is right there. I think
I like to see them find some common ground.
Yeah, I don't think that's going to happen. I don't anticipate that being the end result, but I think we could get 5 minutes of entertainment out of it, possibly. So if they want to join, I don't see any of them commenting anymore. Okay, Leah said Leah's joined. Says device not connected though. Your guest will need to connect their mic. Okay, so she is added. Can we get Brett on? Brett, do you want to come on?
Come on, Brett.
Brett is somewhat brash. Might be the understatement of the century. I'm being diplomatic about it here. Nah, ain't happening. Is Jeff speaking for Brett? Is that why? Okay. I'm on my way. So Brett says he's joining. Okay, so Brett's going to join. All right, so this could be, get your popcorn ready. We're about to have a sideshow here.
I'm going to grab another beer.
Okay, yeah, okay. So, I don't know, Leah's device is not connected. That's what it says. So maybe anybody else have any questions in the meantime? Will these guys get their acts together here? Any other questions you guys have? The blunt is ready, Diane says. This might be better than Atlanta burning. Man. Wendy's is on fire down there. Okay, so we're already lighting fire. We're already burning. We've already reached the looting and the burning stage by now. Excellent. That will definitely fix racism. Okay, so Leah, are you there? I think your mic is muted, Leah. So you're going to have to unmute your mic, and then you can start talking. Until then, you should get a Turtle Boy golf tourney going. I know I should. I definitely should. How is Ida? I haven't seen Ida in weeks. I don't even know Ida's real name. I think I don't want to say it. I think it's something, but even her real name sounds not real. It sounds like too basic, if you will. So I'm not even sure if that's her. So I would have the downside of being anonymous on the internet is if you disappear, I don't know how to search for you. I don't know how to make sure you're okay. That is the downside. So I haven't heard. Ida she's another one that had beef with Brett. They fucking hated each other. And I think they're okay now, but I haven't heard from Ida in a couple weeks. She's just missing. Yeah. Okay, so is Leah there? I noticed you unmuted your mic, Leah. So if you want to come on. Where's Brett? Is he coming on? Yeah, so I noticed she unmuted her mic, so I was hoping she would talk, but I guess not. So I don't know if you guys are going to come on or not. In the meantime, any other questions you guys want to ask?
I'll say something actually that we didn't talk about earlier, and I forgot about.
Let's hear it.
So the Milford cop that was drunk at the rally. Some of the comments below were talking about how how they shouldn't have been videotaping him, and he's a good guy, you don't know what you're talking about, yada yada yada. But those are the same people that are sitting there about a protest about a video where somebody was videoing it and no one mentioned how that person could have intervened.
That's a great point. That's a great point. And it's very ironic. People are actually saying that, like, oh, they're saying like it's disrespectful because you're at the protest and you're doing it too. I'm sorry. If you see something like that, how do you not videotape that?
Well, if you have that much, if you're that mad about it, then you should intervene, right?
Yeah, of course. Of course. I mean, don't you want to document it? Or I hate the people that complain about people taping. Leah, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Okay, good. Okay, I can hear you.
Finally, I'm so sorry. The last time it froze up, I'm like, what the hell just happened?
So I wasn't in the comments. What has been happening in there?
So there's one thing I want to actually first and foremostly talk about is the whole fucking Mary Harris chick. What are your thoughts on that?
I think that's Bristol Blarney. Oh no, is that the one I thought was Bristol Blarney?
Yeah.
What it was that? Oh yeah, I definitely thought that. I forget. What did she say?
She came after me, and then she came after Diane for like doing like some, you know, like nonchalant fucking raffle for like shit that she had that was cool stuff. I mean, and then she came after me for 17 million times, obviously, for like what I am.
So yeah, so she hated the two things I remember about this Mary Harris chick that showed up. Another one that just, you know, she didn't like you, which I know Bristol doesn't care for you, and she.
Oh, I wonder why.
She was the expert on raffles. That's the Bristol Blarney giveaway. Is once you talking about like raffle laws and stuff like that. So I definitely thought that was her. I mean, she's gonna keep doing that. It is what it is.
I know. It's just a pussy thing. Like if somebody has the balls to fucking actually not make a fake profile, I'll give you my number. Like I'll tell you where I live. I'd more than happy be. I'd prefer to somebody actually have a heart to heart with me face to face than make fake fucking profiles and just run their mouths. It's dumb. You know this.
Yeah, exactly. Well, yeah. So I mean, you're not afraid to take on Brett, right?
No, I'm not. And honestly, like, here it is. This is what I think on my stance of Brett. I honestly don't give a fuck what he thinks about me. He's entitled to his opinion. I'm not for everybody. I get that. I'm not going to sit there and beg him to. I'm not going to ask him to. I never have. But my thing is it is what it is. Like, we all don't like fucking some people. We all like a lot of people. Whatever. I mean, but like, I found out that he posted my address on his fucking profile a few weeks back because I was on a wines Facebook thing. And, like people screenshot it to me and sent it to me. And I'm like, you know what? That's really like, that's
your address.
Yeah. Like that's a fucking low blow gay pussy thing. Like, I'm sorry that you look like you're from 1984 and you want to be Axl Rose. Cool story. Armed robbery charges in the past and you're a fucking bop in your criminal record. We've all made mistakes. God only knows I have too, but I don't have an issue with you. So do yourself a favor and let it go is all I can say.
Brett, where are you, man? How are you gonna I can't believe Brett's not coming on. I mean, I put the link in here a few times. I really want to hear what his response to that would be, but he's not.
But Aiden, we've talked about this before, and I just said it the same thing, and I'll say it again. Like, I asked you a bunch of times. I'm like, "What is this guy's issue with me?" Yeah. And you're like, "Dude, I don't know."
Yeah, I'm like, I'm like, I didn't want to get involved.
Yeah, and I respect that. Right. I wouldn't ask you to. I wouldn't ask you to take sides. Like, I'm not that person.
Okay, so Brett's here. Brett, what's your response to that? You there, Brett?
Hey.
Right, what's up? How you doing?
Wow. Yeah, I'm fine.
Okay. So what is your so she
just said, wait, hold on. She just said, yeah, you can't hear me?
I can hear you. So her beef is that you posted her address, and that she said
I posted a screenshot. Wait, hold on.
Yeah.
Go with it. Hello?
Yeah, hello. It's Brett there. Brett, did we lose you?
Bueller. He is fucking passed out.
I hear like a lag.
Okay. Do you have it on? Are you on a computer, Brett? Or are you on your phone?
Yeah, I'm on my laptop.
Okay. Do you have the YouTube on?
No.
Okay. Oh, so we're hearing.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Can you hear me? Are you pulling a Suzanne?
No.
Okay. But
I'm on my fucking computer.
AOL dial-up sucks.
Yeah. Not going to Brett. It's like 2-0 right now. You gotta come back, Brett. She's beating you.
beating me.
I mean,
That fucking piece of shit.
you haven't responded to her allegation. You haven't responded to what she said.
Can you hear me regular now?
Yeah, we can hear
Yeah,
you.
I've heard you regular the whole time.
Oh, fucking fine. Listen, she acts like I hate her. She's not important enough to hate, number one. Number two, the reason I started talking out about her was because on your little interview with her, you didn't bring up the fact that 2 months before that, she was running around on a fake mail account threatening broads for that half a fag landing. That was never brought up. And now she's sitting here running her chew toy fucking face saying,
So,
I don't
Brett, you
respect
think
fake
that's any
accounts. She
substance
does
to
that all the
make a big
time.
fucking deal about something? Dude,
I'm not making a big deal.
I did.
You're the one crying like a
that's
freshly
so
fucked cunt, you
irrelevant.
fucking chew toy.
Okay,
And I didn't post your address. Hold on.
Oh, you're just
I
gonna
didn't
dig
post
your
your
own hole,
address. I
so
posted
here's
a
a shovel.
screenshot of you
Yep.
begging gullible people for free wine, and you posted your address.
My
I'm in bed
address is gullible.
recovering.
It's called quarantine wine by quarantine, and somebody gets wine and you fucking reciprocate and do it back. So don't
I know you're a
begging,
professional
you fucking
beggar.
weirdo.
GoFundMe loser.
Oh,
You
okay,
talk
that's
all
a good one,
the shit.
Brad.
I haven't
Good one.
fallen
Good
for your
one.
act.
Oh, good one.
I
Have
haven't
another
fallen
drink,
for
dude,
your
because
act.
you seriously have
Sometimes
nothing to talk
karma
about right
comes in
now.
a big white murder dog.
Yeah,
And he
I
grabs you
know.
by the
I wish
face.
I looked like the White Snake singer too. Or do you want to be the drummer with the one arm? Which one is it?
Well,
'Cause
whatever
still
you
look
say,
like that.
Scarface. I'm not the one who got fucking chewed up and a dog had to die because of them. That's
You know what the sad
not
thing
me.
is, though? You look like you fucking got chewed up by a dog, and you need to get chewed up by a dog. So,
But how many dogs have you
your
killed
mom
versus
must
how
fucking
many have
love
I
you.
killed?
Your mom must love you.
Uh-oh, Chew Toy seems upset.
Okay.
Aw, it's okay, Mrs. Steele. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Right, do you give her any
Pour some sugar on me, Def Leppard.
No, I don't give her credit for anything because all she did was come on, and this is just the latest act in her life of acts.
No, I'm talking about her thing
Yeah,
with you.
I know.
Your thing with
We
you.
should do a documentary in the
For
fucking
the
life
thing
of
with
a
me,
trailer
there's
park.
no thing with me.
No,
She
but I'm
cries to
saying is,
people.
a lot of people are
I
intimidated.
cry
by
to
you,
people. I
right?
cry to people. Dude, you can fucking suck a bag of dicks. I don't
Oh,
cry.
no, I don't want to take your side job,
I
sweetheart.
know. Go back to your
Hey,
mom's house in the trailer park,
listen,
buddy, in
begging
Maine. Is that
strips.
Maine?
Why
Is
don't you
that where you
calm
are
the
now? Or
fuck
you are
down, you
Nashua?
Grace
Are you in
Cop
Nashua?
drug dealer loser.
Okay,
What
how was
drug
that
dealer?
armed robbery
What
charge,
drug
dude?
dealer?
How was that armed robbery
No
charge?
conviction.
What do you think?
No
You're
conviction.
a fucking saint?
No conviction.
It's called no
no
conviction.
conviction. All
Can you
right.
say that?
You sound like you're like
Can
fucking
you say
Floyd.
that, though?
I've never been arrested, dude. You have.
You've never
Can
been
you say that?
arrested. Is that what you just said?
Yeah, I just said that.
I beg to differ.
Well, you beg to not know my criminal record then, because there's no such thing.
Okay.
Thanks.
Well, okay. In fairness, so Brett's got no conviction. That's true. She was also never arrested.
Yeah, he still got locked up.
Both statements are true.
So, but still went to jail for it and got convicted of a crime?
Was
Or no
I didn't say you
convictions
got convicted
either?
of a crime.
she
You
got
got caught
convic-
fucking armed
Well-
robbery, dude.
Oh,
I'm
no,
sorry.
wait, I
George
forgot.
Floyd
No,
also
no,
fucking
wait,
had
listen.
an armed robbery with a
Listen,
fucking
I'll
gun to a
always
pregnant
give
woman.
credit. Shut up, Chew Toy. Listen, I'll give credit when I'm wrong. And
All
I'm
right,
wrong
white
about
trash.
you. Wait, listen. I'm
Go
sorry
on.
I got that part wrong. I forgot that you ratted out the guy that was coming in you so you could
Baby
slither
doll,
away
I
like a
didn't rat out
fucking
that guy. He
snake
already had 3 other
and then
informants.
fucking
Don't
run
get it
to the
twisted,
side
dude.
and suck dicks up the police ladder.
Yeah. the
Right?
only dicks
Sorry,
you
I
suck
had
are the
that part
fucking trailer
wrong,
park
sweetie.
ones. How's your cousin doing?
It's okay, begging strips.
How's your cousin doing?
Which cousin? What the fuck are you talking about
The
now,
one that you're
retard?
fucking all the time, probably, you fucking weirdo.
Oh, I'm fucking my cousin.
Well, you're a white trash trailer park piece of shit, so I would assume
Oh, says the drug dealer who sucked off an old man for a puppy.
so. Oh, yeah. Look in the
Okay.
mirror, buddy.
Okay.
So let me just try to find common ground. So you don't trust her? Is that your thing? Right?
Well, I don't know her. How the fuck could I trust
Yeah,
her?
but like
I don't know her. She's the character on Facebook that I throw around like a fucking toy, like the dog treated her face.
Then, Brett, let me ask you
I
something
play
right
with
now.
it for a
If you
little
don't
bit,
know
and then I
somebody-
cast it to the side.
Can I
That's
talk
all
for 1
she is to
second?
me.
Can I
You
talk
talk
for 1
every
second?
second, you fucking chew toy with tits.
Okay.
All right. Well,
Okay.
Jesus
So go ahead,
fucking
Leah.
Christ.
What is your response to that?
so my response to that is for somebody that. Yeah, we're at 13. Let's go. My response to that is if you fucking literally don't know somebody, you've never met somebody, to have that much hatred to somebody, you must
See,
like.
there
anger
again, you're saying
fuck
I hate
yourself
you. You
tonight.
don't matter enough to hate.
Then
I
why
don't
do you
hate
like?
you
Why
at
do you,
all.
why would you make your profile picture of fucking Dogo Argentino? You fucking whack job. That makes no sense.
Because I find it funny to
Oh,
make
it's
fun
so
of your
funny that you have to
misfortune
actually
because
put
you're
your
a
fucking
scumbag. How is
profile
that
picture
complicated
as
to
that
figure
irrelevant
out?
of me. That's
Yeah,
why you're
I find it amusing. And
literally
look, you're
a jerk.
bringing it up now, so it
Brett,
worked.
Brett,
It worked.
Brett,
I see where.
Brett, you're a joke.
I see.
Oh.
So here's the
But
thing.
you're crying about me. So what's that make you,
Am I
Chitoy?
really crying
What the
about
fuck
you?
does that
I'm
make
crying
you?
about you.
And
You
hey,
can beat
fellas,
off
we
to
have
me
to
tonight
find
when
out
you're
who
fucking
that fake profile
banging
is.
everybody.
Come on, guys. Follow the
Can
empty
I
wine
say
bottle.
something?
Western Master Girl's got something to say. Go ahead.
All right. Well, I think we can all agree that Leah is an exception for Turtle Boy history. There's not a lot of people that are subjects of multiple Turtle Boy blogs that then turn around and become a turtle rider.
The
So,
horns.
I appreciate
That's
that.
not true.
Let her go on. Go ahead.
but also, Brett, you have very strong convictions about things, so it makes sense that you wouldn't let go of something like this. So, what is the common ground between you two, and what is the issue? Because just sitting here yelling shit back at each other is not getting anywhere.
That's true.
And I get that. And Aiden, did I not tell you that before? I said we can disagree. We can agree to disagree. I'm not everybody's fucking fan. I'm not going to make friends with people. I get it. But like, just lay off.
But Brett, if you have an issue with Leah, what is the residual issue that needs to be
There isn't one.
resolved?
She's a lying snake piece of shit. I don't fall
So
for
you
her
don't think
act.
that she has had any kind of
Zero.
redemption at all?
Zero.
You think she's up to no good, Brett? It sounded like you.
No, I don't think she's nefariously
Yeah,
running
did.
around fucking people over, but I think she plays on people's sympathies.
I don't.
But
I
would
think
you
she
agree
takes
that
advantage of situations. Absolutely.
What she?
What am I taking advantage of? I got fucking.
No, shut up. I'm talking to the adults.
No. But just
Brett,
debate it.
be
Debate
a
it.
man, dude.
Go make
Be
some
a man.
bacon a thing.
Be a man.
Okay, so here's Brett. So what do you? So your issue with her in the past, right? And other people's is like that she used people, right, to climb the ladder, whatever. Do you think she's using me? Is that
No. I just think you were one of her biggest. People like to use this word, and I don't mean it like that, but lack of a better word, one of her biggest attackers. So therefore, it only makes fucking self-preservation sense for a con artist like Leah to
Wait a
try to
minute.
make friends with the person attacking her. That way,
Make
that goes
friends
away.
with the person attacking me. Have you ever heard of fucking redemption and being the better person and fucking taking the higher road? Have you ever heard that in your entire life? Have you?
Yeah,
ever done that
with
in your
real
entire life?
people, not scumbag snakes like you.
So you just
with
called
regular
Aiden a
people.
fucking scumbag, basically.
No,
because
I'm
that's
calling
exactly
you
what I'm
one.
talking about.
I'm calling you one. Try to keep up, Chew Toy.
That's bullshit. That's fucking bullshit.
Hey,
I'm
listen,
sorry.
go have some kibble and calm down while the adults talk.
Well,
Here's my
then you're
question, Brett.
also
Here's my
13 years
question.
old.
Brett, real quick, my question. So 2 years ago, around this time, we had Kevin Lynch on the show for one of the most infamous Turtle Boy episodes ever. The guy who's done more damage to my company and my brand than anybody. DJ Delgado, like nobody was as bad as Kevin Lynch.
Yeah.
But even you and I buried the hatchet with Kevin fucking Lynch. If you can bury the hatchet with him, could you bury the hatchet with her?
There's no gain for me to bury the hatchet with her. There's
I'm
nothing
not
to
asking you
gain.
for a gain. There's
No one's
gain
talking to
for
you.
what?
Let him talk. Fucking
right, so
slow
Brett,
exotic.
This
Jesus.
conversation.
Go
Damn,
pet a
like, I love
tiger, for fuck's sake.
But, all right, so you were saying that with Kevin Lynch, it was worth burying because
There was a benefit because he was fucking your thing up.
and he would stop.
And I was a large vocal part of it back then on Facebook and stuff. And after losing all the pages and everything, if giving up a toy got me to where you weren't being attacked at that level anymore, it was worth it. I gained something from it.
I see what you're saying. So
you know what I mean?
Is there anything Leah could do to make you like not think she's awful?
Listen, what she should have done, and in all honesty, you know why me and Ida ain't beefing no more?
Why?
Because we went at it. We both went fucking balls in, and then it slowed. And then on one of the lives, she suggested that you had me call someone, and then we had no more words to each other, and it went away. Because honestly, she shut the fuck up, and I got bored with it.
Okay.
Leah thrives on attention. So she's never
Brett,
gonna shut the fuck up, and I'll fucking swing her around my kitchen like that dog did.
Aiden, let me know and I can talk.
Okay, go ahead, Leah. Your turn.
All right. So this is the thing. If you have such beef with me, I would be more than happy to literally meet you for a beer or whatever, fucking Diet Coke. I don't care, whatever you drink, and actually have a face-to-face conversation. Because this whole bullshit on social media and fucking writing shit and comments and this and that, it's not the same as actually talking to somebody face-to-face. Okay. And I think if we honestly said, if we actually met heart to heart, face to face, You wouldn't think I'm that much of a fucking cunt-faced douchebag as you do now. I'm telling you
Why?
right now.
Why? What would change? Tell me what would change.
All right,
I
time out.
would be able to talk to you like a
Listen,
human being.
I'm
Brett.
answering her. I'm asking what would
Right.
change.
I think in general,
Yeah, for
in general, when people, I agree that in general, when people are on the internet, it's a lot easier to hate somebody, you know, to actually be face to face with somebody. It's a lot harder. Don't you think, Brett?
100%.
No,
100%.
it's more fun face to face because you get to see the
It's
look in
more
their
real,
eyes.
Brett. No,
Yeah,
negative.
I know.
It's more real.
You act like
It's
I don't
more
talk like this in my everyday life. I don't. You're
I'm
not.
sure you
You're
do.
not.
I don't
Listen.
know
Just
you
listen to
well
me.
enough.
Just listen to me. If you want it to stop, then no, don't say a fucking another word about me, and I won't initiate with you. Now listen. If I see you commenting and there's some little snide little fucking remark, or there's some reference or something like that, I'm gonna go all fucking out on you. And you can talk. Wait, just let me finish, please, and then I'll let you finish, and I won't interrupt you. Deal?
Okay. Deal.
But if Aiden wants me to stop with you, then if he asks me to, I will, and I will not re-engage with you unless I feel you're talking shit or you're fucking with me. Him, I'll do it. Not for you. Not for you.
For the record,
I have plenty of toys. I can put you back in the toy box.
For
It's
the
no
record,
big fucking deal for
I
me.
did not ask Brett to stop because I'm not getting.
I didn't plan on calling in. Fucking
right.
This is where we are right now.
All I'm saying is I think a lot of commenters would agree with it. A lot of commenters like Leah and a lot of commenters like Brett. You're both very popular here. And I think it's a kind of a downer when the comment section gets taken over with the back and forth. No? That's all I'm saying.
I agree. Can I say my piece now too?
I know you do.
No. and Brett, I totally agree with you 110%, but you also have to know, and anybody can back me up. I don't care how many fucking screenshots anybody has, because there's no such thing other than me only saying something negative about you because you fucking have been at me. I've never once had an issue with you. I never had a problem with you. I didn't have any backlash. There was nothing, like, no incidents prior to. But obviously, like, if you're going to start coming at me because of what you think and what your judgment is, I'm going to have my 2 cents. And I was very,
I'm with it. We
very
can go
upset.
until the whole country's
No,
in Chads. I'm
wait,
down.
I'm not done. Brett,
We can
please,
nuke this motherfucker.
Oh, let her
finish. All right,
No.
All right, go ahead.
I'm not asking to nuke anything. I'm just telling you, I only fucking said things because of what you said prior to. I'm not that person. I don't fucking start drama. I actually hate drama more than most people in this world. So if that's what you want, I will wholeheartedly respect you 110% on that, because the fact is, I don't have an issue with you. The only issue I had is what you had with me. That's it.
You know I got to you. You can say, just admit I got to you.
We don't need
Just do it. Just do it.
Why? Is that going to give you a fucking hard on tonight? To, like,
No, see, and you keep thinking about my dick, and that's a little creepy, and please stop doing it.
Well,
Don't sexualize me just because I'm a man.
Why is that such a concern? It makes no sense to me.
Because it's funny, and I know I did.
17 million things in my life get to me in the last 2.5 years. You're not one of them. I'm going to be honest with you.
Okay.
You know what? I changed my mind on this whole thing. I actually want you guys to remain enemies. I think this is much better.
Sold. Offers off the table. 2 can go suck a dick. Back to being slow exotic. Go fuck your mother.
All right. Well, thank you guys for coming on. I gotta let you go, but
all right.
We'll see what it turns up. All right.
See you later, guys.
All right. Any last minute questions, guys, before we call it a night? You were good, Western Mass. You were very good. You're a great guest, by the way. We love having you on.
Thank you.
Yeah. You were a good media.
I feel bad now.
Why?
I thought I was gonna make the world better there, but actually I kind of like it the way it is.
No, well, you gave it a shot. I think you were the voice of a lot of people. Like, the numbers of people watching went up while that was going on. So I think most people would agree with that. They're both 2 grown adults. They can figure it out on their own. That was and that's the thing. Like, I've gotten involved with Brett is an outspoken guy, and I've jumped into his disputes with people before, and it's caused tension. And I just said, never again. I'll never, ever get involved in a Brett dispute ever again. And that's just my policy going forward.
Well, he's the kind of guy you're not going to change his mind. You're just not going to change his mind. Right. And Leah is the kind of person that you can change her mind. She'll be open, a little more open to to do things. So that's why I like
Yeah.
both of them though.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
fuck it. If they want to
Yeah.
fucking fight with each other, I'm cool with it.
Yeah.
Whatever.
Like David Owen said, well, that resolved nothing. I do think it helped a little bit. We'll see down the line where it goes. But anyway, okay. So any more questions, guys, before we call it a night? Last minute, I'll give you guys another minute and then we'll call it a night. Is Brett outspoken? I haven't noticed. Yeah, I didn't notice either, Laura. Yeah, smash that like button, guys, if you haven't liked it already. How many likes are we up to? Check out the Napa Valley Register, by the way. Kylie Kirkpatrick's whole freaking court documents came out today, and Turtle Boy is mentioned in there again, obviously. But she did a lot of shit, this lady. They got her good. They got her dead to rights.
It might be a time to start looking for a West Coast turtle.
I know. I'd love to have a West Coast turtle rider.
That would be totally different than what we have over here and equally as satisfying.
It's a good point. Worst white person city, Easton or Milford? Very different. I mean, Milford's more of a ratchet haven. Easton's just your typical, wealthy white Brockton suburb. Whereas Milford's like, a little bigger and a little more ratchet and corrupt. All right. Guys. So I guess we're going to call it a night then. And we will see you guys all on Tuesday night. Western Mass, thank you for coming on with us.
Thank you.
All right. Peace, Turtle Riders.